Greetings, salutations, it's me, James, your BA Sensei, back with another Power Query tutorial. In today's video, we're going to do something rather excellent. We're going to take this data set over here that represents for each customer, basically on a specific date, a specific event, contract, invoice, payment. And then, obviously, associated amount. And then I want to take, for each customer, I want to then break it up into its contracted amount, net invoiced amount, payment amount, outstanding, and unbilled, and the status for each customer. I think you're going to learn a lot of stuff today in Power Query, so let me show you how to do it. Alright, so the first thing you do is you click on your data set, you go to data and you say from table arrange, and this is going to open Power Query. There we go. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to group this by the customer ID. There's too many rows. I want one row for each customer. So I'm going to go to transform. I'm going to say group by. And I'm just going to use the UI for this. I'm going to say, yes, I want to do it by customer. And let's say, give us the all rows. And let's call this one the metrics, the column name. And there we go. So now basically, it shrunk it down to one row per customer. Okay, so I'm going to open the advanced editor. And this is where we're going to do our magic. So let's quickly work with this. In there, we're going to say Table.Group. That's the function we want to use. Yes, and it's based on the source. And we want to group it per customer ID. Yes. And then we start with the breakdown of this. We got the metrics. The metrics is the column name. As you can see, there's the column name. And now I'm just going to simply do this. I'm going to say each. And in there, I'm going to take away all this sugar syntax. I'm going to delete all of that. And we're going to just make this thing look a little bit better so we can actually maneuver our query a bit better. And then, so we can actually write this a little bit better. So now you can see, and I'm just going to say done, just to test it. And you can see it gives you the exact same thing and gives you all the rows for that customer ID. Right, there we go. That's a good place. And as you know, I'm a big fan of a nested let. I'm going to use a nested let here. So you can see this each basically returned a table for each row, for each customer. Right, so now I want to work with that. So I'm going to keep that. But I'm going to start my nested let here. I'm going to say let, and I am going to say in. Cool, and my first variable in there, I'm going to call, let's call this the customer transaction. Cool, and I'm just going to say that's the underscore. And that's all the customer transactions. And that will give you exactly the same result. Cool. Nothing changed there. But now we can do some magic in here. Now we can actually work with that table. All right. So now let's go in there. We add a comma there. And now what I want to do is I want to filter out, first of all, I want to filter out all the contract rows in there. So I'm just going to say contracts. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to say table select rows. Because it's that subtable in there. I'm going to select the rows in there. And I want to select things from the customer transactions, which is that previous step there. Yes. And I want to say for each, see the event column there, event is equal to, and in this case, I want to look for equal to contract. Cool. And that's going to return to me. Let's quickly return this in the table over there. Let's see what this brings back. And now you can see it only returns the contracts. Cool. Excellent. So now that's quite cool because now we got the contracts. But now let's do exactly, I'm going to copy this out. Let's add a comma there. I want to do exactly the same thing for invoices and paste. And we just make this invoice. And I want to do the exact same thing for credits. We just make this credit. I want to do the exact same thing for payments. And we just change that to. So now we basically have 4 different tables stored in variables, right? With different conditions, event conditions. Get the amounts for each filter table, right? So now I'm just going to say, let's start with this. We say, what's the contract amount? That is equal to, let's say list sum. It's a list formula. Go to contracts and give me that amount column. Give me the total of the amount column. Cool. Now I'm just going to copy this out. Let's say we do the invoice amount and we just make this invoices. Let's do credit amount, credits, total paid, and we paste that in there and we can say payments. And now we want to do some formulas. Cool. Okay, so now with the formula, it's quite easy. Just some things I want to add here. You can see like in some cases, this might actually return a null, right? So if that is a null, I want to, if it returns a none, I want to bring back So double question mark will check if it's a null value. If it is a null value, bring back a 0. And I'm just going to add that to every single one over there. Net invoice is equal to, so now you can refer to any of the things before in your nested let, right? So the net invoiced, I can simply say the invoice amount less the credit amount. Let's say the outstanding. Outstanding is the net invoiced amount less total paid amount. Unbilled is the contract amount less the net invoiced amount. All right, so now we have that. That's brilliant. Okay, so now finally we just want to do the status. This is going to be quite simple. So here we say status, and then we're going to do a if statement here. So we're simply going to say if net invoiced is bigger than the contract amount, then overbilled. Else if total paid bigger than net invoiced, then overpaid. Else if net invoice smaller than the contract amount, then partially billed. Else if outstanding is bigger than 0, then outstanding. Else we simply closed. And that's it. Okay, that's it. So we did our nested let with all our logic right here in one nested let. But now the cool thing is I'm going to return this in a record. I love a nice record. So what we're going to do is we're going to return the contract amount. That's the name of the record, and then that's the name of the actual value. Net invoice, total paid, outstanding, unbilled, and then we can simply put the status in there. Cool. And then if I close this out, that's just going to return a record. There we go. There's a record. You can see, excellent. So for each row, there's a record. Brilliant. We all did that in nested let. And then we just expand this, and we can say no, and we say okay. And there we go. We have solved our problem. We have solved our problem, and we return it to Excel. And there is your solution. This is beautiful. Well, I hope you learned something new there. You know, I'm a big fan of a nested let. You can solve so many problems in Power Query with nested lets. And then if you combine it with records, you can do even cooler stuff. Well, that's enough for tonight. BA Sensei, signing out.